Sticks and Stones. I'm your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from the warm confines of the patio here at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. I have a great show lined up for you today. I am pairing a Eiroa classic, and I hope my Spanish is translating that right, with Bushmills 10-year-old Irish whiskey. I think it is going to be a very great and interesting matchup. So right after this, we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. Now, the Eiroa Classic, this is a Robusto. It is 5 by 50 on the ring gauge. It is a medium to full strength cigar. It is a Honduran Puro with wrapper, binder, and filler, all from Honduras. Visually, it is a medium brown. It's got a nice complexion to it. It's got a little bit of an oily sheen, and it feels very silky to the touch. There are some visible seams, some minimal veining, but the seams are tight. It's a well-constructed cigar, so that's not going to hurt anything. On the nose, I get a little bit of spice. I get some leather and some cedar. Just maybe kind of a hint of creaminess. And like I said, it's got a nice natural tobacco, aged tobacco kind of aroma to it. Let's give it a cut, test out the cold draw. This cut is brought to you by my friends over at Cigarism. Go to Cigarism for any of your cigar needs. They have cutters, lighters, single stick ashtrays like I use every show. Everything you could possibly want. They are great folks over there. Now on the cold draw, I get, like right off the bat, I get cinnamon. And I mean, got a little over tobacco there on my lips. And I mean a really nice cinnamony flavor. It's not too harsh, but it's not too faint. And I really got that before anything else. I get a little pepper. And again, some more like aged, rich tobacco. It's got some really good notes on the profile. All right, now Bushmills. This is their 10-year-old offering. Bushmills is pretty much synonymous with Irish single malt, and this particular offering continues that tradition. Bushmills has been around as a business since about 1784, but they actually received their charter from King James VI in 1608. They are the oldest distillery in Ireland, and they are located in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. They know a little bit about making whiskey. They've only been at it for 420 years, so I think they know something. This particular spirit is aged 10 years in bourbon and Oloroso sherry casks. So it does have some nice fruitiness to it, I'm expecting, out of the sherry cask. Now let's go ahead and glass some up. They know how to make a cork pop too. Love that sound. Now, different from a bourbon, this has a much lighter color to it. Those of you that are watching on Insta, you can tell it has a very beautiful light golden color. It's got really good legs, clings to the glass very well. On the nose, I get like caramelized banana, tropical fruits, and just a hint of alcohol. Now, on the palate. The 10-year does do it some justice. It aged for 10 years. It is really mellow, and it's very fruity. And I don't mean like overly fruity, like syrupy kind of fruity. I just mean it's got nice fruit in the profile, and lots of it. I get some tropical kind of fruits like guava and maybe honeydew or cantaloupe. And then I'm also picking up some really nice notes of vanilla. That is really good. The finish, it's kind of a medium finish. Not really short, but not extremely long either. It's kind of florally, and it does have a little bit of spice on the finish. That is a really good whiskey. I think Irish whiskey, a lot of times gets kind of overlooked because of bourbon and Scotch, and it just kind of seems to fall through the cracks. But this particular offering is a really great whiskey, and I'm not talking about for mixing, like just the entry-level Jameson and soda. This is a really good sipper that I think you could have an enjoyable afternoon with. Overall, I think if you put a touch of water in it, not much, just like a few drops, I think you could probably open the fruity profile up even more, and maybe even get some more of those fruits in there. Let's go ahead and light up our stick and see how these go together. I use the Rocky Patel Envoy 5-torch lighter. I figure if you're going to do it, do it. Don't F around with a single torch or double torch. Go all the way and do 5. It's a really nice velvety smoke coming off of it. The cap isn't holding together very well. I have had these Eiroa, the classics, before. I've not had that problem before. Could have been me cutting it, or it could have been a flaw in the stick. I get quite a bit of black pepper, mostly black pepper. But I'm just touching up here. I don't think I did a really good job. Sorry, I'm an amateur. But I also get some baking spices and a really nice creaminess, and also some cedar and leather mixed in there too. Now, those go pretty well together. I was kind of afraid that the spice might kind of wash out the whiskey, but it seems to be keeping up pretty well for right now. The baking spices and the creaminess in the stick, they're blending very well with the fruity notes in the spirit. And if you remember, there is a little bit of spice on the finish in the Bushmills. So I think I did an okay job so far. We'll see as we keep going along. Don't know if you can tell it on camera, but there is a lot of smoke production off of this stick, and the whiskey is wonderful. All right, I am going to go ahead and burn this down to the halfway mark. Those of you watching live on Instagram, this is where we say adieu, and you'll have to listen to the podcast to find out my final thoughts. I'll be back. Hey, Stoners, I am back. Here at the half, we're still chugging right along with this pairing. The Bushmills is excellent. This is an excellent spirit. The pepper on the stick has kind of pulled back, while the baking spices and the creaminess have kind of come to the forefront. So the stick is really marrying pretty well with the spirit. I kind of thought with the spiciness, the pepper at the beginning, that it might kind of overtake the spirit a little bit, but it seems to be doing a really good job of keeping up for itself. You know how those Irish are; they're great fighters. So I'm going to go ahead and burn this down to the halfway mark, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts. But first, I did want to give you an update on the cap. I really think that was I wasn't really paying as much attention to it as I should have when I cut it. I was busy trying to talk, and I think I just nipped the corner at one end of it the wrong way. So I think that was my fault, not the stick's fault. I won't charge them for that. So, but I will come back and give you my final thoughts once we are down to the band. Hey, Stoners, I am back. I tell you, I told you in the beginning that I thought this was going to be a very interesting pairing, and it was. I really, when the first half, I thought, well, this is going to be one of these deals where maybe they go better separately than they do together. But now they ended up doing very well together. I was really impressed, because I thought I was going to have to come up with a nice spin on how I messed up the pairing. But I think they did okay. The creaminess and the baking spices in the stick did end up melding very well with the caramelized banana and the sweetness of the Irish whiskey, the Bushmills 10. And I was really afraid that pepper in the beginning was just going to blow the fruitiness away, but it didn't. They really melded those kind of sweet, creamy flavors together and kind of pushed that spice back into the background. So it was still there, just didn't screw up the pairing. I would give the Eiroa Classic, I would give it an 89 matchsticks out of 100. It was a really good cigar. Even though it is a stronger full to medium or medium to full cigar, it wasn't like overpowering. I smoked it and I felt fine. It does burn pretty quickly. I did notice that. We were looking at about maybe a 35-minute or so burn time, which I would have expected more of about 45 minutes, but no drawbacks. It was great. It was a very easy drawing cigar. Now, the Bushmills, I have to give them a 92 out of 100 Whiskey Stones. This may very well be my favorite Irish whiskey. I've held on to Jameson's for a very long time, but this Bushmills 10 year is excellent. It's got good fruitiness to it, but it's 80 proof, so it's got plenty of kick to it to keep you interested. But you get a little, like I said, a little fruitiness and sweetness at the same time. You definitely should try these two. I hope you've enjoyed this pairing as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Hit like, subscribe, share, notify. Hit that share button. Share it to all your friends. Let all of them know, because we are growing by leaps and bounds, and I want to keep it going. I'm really enjoying this ride, and just want to keep getting bigger. We are now on Amazon. You can find Sticks-n-Stonez gear on Amazon. Type in Sticks, you know how to spell that, -Stones, S-T-O-N-E-Z. And there's something else out there, some musical group, album, something like that. But you'll also see our stuff that comes up in the search. I'm working on having a storefront, but that's been a little bit harder carry. Something about they don't like words on pictures. I don't know. It's weird. But hey, it's Big Brother, But go out there, look at the Sticks-n-Stonez gear. I got some other designs out there, so you can pretty much find anything for anybody, whether they're into spirits and cigars or not. Hit me up on Linktree, see all my different sites that I'm on. You can go to Patreon, give me a $3 donation and a monthly donation, and really keep the show going and help me to continue to grow. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.